Hey, this is Ellis Dean.
We are going to give you all the latest in entertainment news, politics, and sports. We are on every Monday through Friday at 10:15 on The Real 1100. Let's talk. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, Lord. We got myself, Shanisa W., and Alice Dean in the studio. And we got all kind of stuff to talk about. Are y'all ready? I hope y'all are ready, because this is kind of going to be a lot today. But, you guys are used to it with us. So I'm going to let Ellis go in with his entertainment report.
So I don't know if y'all remember yesterday, I don't know if I did it on the show. I think I may have done it on the show. I teased a story about Linda Carter. And for those of you who don't know...
I was going to say, those of us who don't know, who is she?
Linda Carter was the original Wonder Woman from back in the 70s and 80s.
Is she still alive?
She's still alive, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She still looks pretty good. She looks good.
Okay.
But so she did an interview for a magazine, because she's actually doing a voiceover for a PBS special that talks about Amazonian women throughout history, because they're kind of tying into this whole Wonder Woman thing.
Okay.
And so they got Linda Carter to jump on and do it. So that piece of it is good. Now, they asked her about, so during the interview, it was a long interview, a very long article, but they asked her about the Me Too movement. And she said...
Oh, what'd
she said she understands the Me Too movement because she was also a victim.
Wow.
She never said her...
Accuser?
She never accused. She never said his name or divulged the exact nature of what happened.
Do we have an idea who it is?
Yes, we do. Because she said emphatically, I believe every woman in the Bill Cosby case.
She believes them all?
She said, I believe every woman in the Bill Cosby case. That was the first thing that came out of my mouth.
You guys, we're at 50 women now. And but can I ask you a question? Why are people taking these blue pills he's giving them? Because they're saying these blue pills are paralyzing them to where they can't move. And that's what
he's supposed to be taking the blue pill. Isn't that the blue pill for men?
Is it Viagra? I don't know, but whatever he's giving them, he's paralyzing them.
Because she said she considered pursuing legal action against him, but he is presently facing some form of punishment and justice. So that's how you get to think of Bill Cosby, because he's
Cosby.
Yeah. And then she said, I believe every woman in a Bill Cosby case. And then she also said she believes all of Trump's accusers as well.
Well, I believe that too. Let me ask you, how do you feel about Bill Cosby right now? Because I've been having his side, I've been having his back nonstop. But after I read that one yesterday with the lady from back in 2006. I just started reading it and I started thinking, what if that happened to me? So my thing is, I don't know, I've been a supporter of his, but, these women, if these things really happen, then we can't support them. So, but then, people said that it was because he was about to have his own, what was it?
He was trying to buy NBC. That's what he said.
And then that's when they said all this came about. Okay. So,
that's a conspiracy theory.
So, what do you believe? Because I'm torn. I've always been I'm on your side, Bill Cosby. But now, when I'm reading, actually, these accusations, it scares me. So, as a man, what do you believe?
Okay. As a man, I'm disappointed, and there's a lot of smoke, so there's got to be some fire somewhere. As a African American male, I'm disappointed. Because of what he represented and what what he put out to the public persona with his show, with the donations to HBCUs, to championing a lot of African American issues and causes, and being that face of that, it really is disappointing to see that to learn that he may have allegedly he's been doing this type of stuff, especially when you consider the race of the women that he's been doing it to predominantly. There were a few minorities mixed in there, but they were predominantly white women.
That one know, Janice, whatever her name was. I just never wanted to believe her because she was just always such a...
She's always crying wolf about something.
Like,
she was always on social media talking about something.
Do you believe it is my question. I know you don't know for sure whether this happened, but are you at a place, because yes. I'm at a place where I'm starting to believe it.
I'm not starting, I believe it.
And when I I have a lot of social media followers, so when I got on there and talked about it, and I was like, am I a bad person for supporting him? Because this was back last year, and everybody was like, no, we support him too. We support him, and they were like, he was about to buy NBC, and this is what. But now
he's in the same boat as R. Kelly. Like, if y'all still listening to R. Kelly, if y'all still listening to R. Kelly's music,
Huxtable.
If y'all still listening to R. Kelly's music, then you can still support Bill Cosby.
Well, then we can take that farther and say, oh, still support Chris Brown, because wasn't he?
Chris Brown, put him in the box too.
Oh.
He lays hands on women. Karuchi had to go and get a
lifetime restraining order. She didn't get a 5 years. She didn't get one.
She got the lifetime. For life.
So you do believe it now?
Yeah, I believed it. I believed it for a while. And Camille, it's still disappointing.
And Camille, obviously, like I told you before, she's let go. After the daughter died, her daughter said on her deathbed, she said, "Dad, please do not disappoint Mom anymore." And Camille blames Bill Cosby for her daughter's health deteriorating.
I believe it.
And she's just like, this is enough. So they said she took that $400 or something million and dipped. I doubt if she took that whole amount, because you can't really because he's worth 500, it's 500 million or whatever. But they said that she, after the daughter, she dipped. And people are even saying you had 2 kids that die, it's because you're evil. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not going through all the conspiracy theories and all the common theories about it. But I will say this. I do think this. Now, I'm not in support of Bill Cosby. I love what he did outside of what he was doing.
When he was Huxtable.
When he was Huxtable on the show. I still have a reverence for that show and A Different World. But I will say, I'm not for all the conspiracy theories. But I do say this. I think it's a witch hunt. The way they're going to retry him. He's an 80-year-old man.
And each count holds 10 years.
Yeah,
30 more years.
80-year-old man. Let him go die in peace. I mean, for real.
Because each count is 10 years, and he's up against 3. So
they already wasted taxpayers' money trying him the first time.
30
now they're going to waste more taxpayers' money trying to try him again. To what? So he can go to jail for maybe 5 years? Maybe?
Right. I mean, I'm over it.
Go after OJ. Didn't they say OJ confessed on the show the other night?
But that was a hypothetical confession. But
allegedly
he can't be retried again.
Yeah, you go get OJ again. He can go back to jail.
He can't be tried again. But as far as Bill Cosby, I mean, I was kind of down. When I was reading this woman's account of what happened, and I just had to stop thinking about being a Bill Cosby fan. I had to actually think as a woman.
Right.
As a woman who has many female cousins, I don't have kids, but I have younger female cousins.
Right.
I would hate for this to happen to me or any of them.
Right.
And I would go hard in the paint if it was somebody in my family. So I don't think I should keep giving Bill a pass, because something isn't.
He doesn't get a pass for that.
Yeah, something isn't right.
He doesn't get a pass for that. But Wonder Woman went on to say.
But go back. I'm sorry.
And I'm loving it. I mean, the article was very long, but she suggested that racism and sexism are often found in red states. You know what red states are? That are conservative and Republican states.
Yeah.
So she said those two things are connected, and they're typically found in red states. She was going hard. Then she also said that a cameraman on the Wonder Woman set drilled a hole in her dressing room wall on the Warner Brothers lot so he could peep in on her when she was changing. This is what she had to deal with. And she said it's different. She said it was more pervasive. She said you couldn't say anything, because if you did, it would affect your career. You couldn't even talk to your agent, because your agent was typically a man, and he was like, whatever, I'm trying to get you work, whatever. You're gonna ruin yourself. We can't talk about this. So she said they would just talk amongst the women actresses. They would just talk about, hey, stay away from this dude. You don't want to be caught along with this guy. And they just kind of knew they had an underground. They just knew who. They would talk to each other. But she said there was no recourse for them.
And it's sad to me that women are just now feeling like they can speak out against this. I mean, in 2017, that's the first. I mean, I feel like we've come so far in the country, but like women are just now feeling okay about coming out with all this abuse,
right?
Because of Weinstein was the first one, right? Because of
he was the first one that got out.
Yeah. So
they've been doing that for years.
They have been like, yeah. So I don't know, but I am glad that it is coming out and people are listening to women. People listen to us.
I mean, we know it was always going on, and it was kind of a wink, wink, hush, hush kind of thing. And I think that as
the casting couch and all that,
in a general sense, as women have gained their voice more in the population as a whole, we look at the most recent elections. Women are voting more often. They're running for office more often. They're winning offices more often. We just got a female, mayor of Atlanta just got elected recently again, and so. There's this groundswell, and so that was the platform for the Me Too movement to be launched from. Because if women hadn't made significant strides in the workplace, in the home, and all these other places, I don't think the Me Too movement would have gathered the momentum that it did. But when you have strong women that are saying that and using social media as a voice, and they're telling all their stories. It's not just the Hollywood women, it's executives, it's maids, it's all women across all, there is a rampant problem in the restaurant industry.
Wow.
With waitresses. Oh, man, they're getting harassed all the time. There was a couple of restaurateurs that got called out about this. So it's not just, I know Hollywood we have a lot of focus on actresses in Hollywood in this situation because they're celebrities. But this is pervasive throughout our culture, and we got to get it out. And it starts with men. It doesn't start with women. Women can tell the stories, but men are the ones that have to believe them, and men are the ones that have to make the change. Because women aren't trying to get harassed. Okay?
Exactly.
It's the men that have to call out their friend that's talking about, oh yeah, she was talking to me, blah, blah, blah. And you guys say, look at dude, that ain't cool. And if I see you put your hands on somebody, I'm going to put my hands on you.
Right.
And that's what has to happen.
That's what has to happen. I mean, real talk.
Okay.
That's what has to happen. And you still don't really believe the Ryan Seacrest one, right?
No, Ryan Seacrest gay, allegedly.
I don't know. Like, I feel like power for men at times, even though they might prefer
I think it's more,
like
again,
they can, I mean,
her story had holes in it, and her story had more credibility from the beginning. But she waited 10 years later to try to bring the story up. No charges. She
brought it to Human Resources, though, 10 years ago, and they did.
And she should have filed back then.
Yeah.
Okay? She had a great lawsuit then. If Human Resources didn't do nothing, you sue everybody. I'll get everybody. I'll get the janitor that swept the floor in that room.
Right. I mean, I feel you, but I think women are feeling more comfortable now. That's why so many are coming out.
Yeah.
They're coming out like crazy. But anyway, let me move on over to Kanye West.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So apparently...
Is he still sane? Do we need to do this before or after the break? How much time we got? 2 minutes. You want to do this before or after the break?
We can do it after the break.
For real?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to commercial break.
We got to talk about Kanye crazy.
Let's go ahead and,
That's not what we're supposed to be playing. We didn't play the commercial. We're supposed to be playing the commercial. It's all good, though. There we go.
It's getting cold.
We got you, we got you. It's all good.
The heating system is ready to handle the demands of winter in Atlanta. Like your vehicle.
Yeah, Kanye got some crazy going on, too.
Regular maintenance. If not,
Kanye actually good these days, but,
I have to admit something. I'm going to admit it on air. I threw shade on Kim Kardashian last night on Instagram. Yes, I did.
better not throw no.
I threw shade on her. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I'm confessing. I'm a confess on air. Okay.
Violence is the only way. I'm sorry when it comes to these men. Violence.
Remember that song? I hit that with a bottle. Remember that song back in the day?
Why are you telling our age?
I don't fight. I don't argue. I just hit that with a bottle. You remember that song?
Yes, I do. But it's also like 20 years ago.
I love that song. That thing was bumping.
Oh, Lord, we need to come back.
It was good as hell. And you are back and you're listening to the Morning Takeover right here on the Real 1100. Don't just get radio, get real. And you are listening to Shanisa W. and I'm your boy, Silly Thoughts. A-Mac was with us yesterday, but she had to kind of step out today. She had some work things she had to take care of, but the two of us are holding it down.
Yes,
so
yes.
Before the break, we were talking about, we had some Kanye news we were going to drop. But before we get started, I have a confession. I'm going to confess on air.
And I'm going to hit you with this bottle on air, on Facebook Live.
You hear that? That's abuse. That's assault. I got witnesses. I got witnesses. We on Facebook Live. That's a dump.
Kim Kardashian. If you come for her, I'm coming for you.
I threw some shade on Kim Kardashian on her Instagram. So I was on Instagram last night. I was scrolling through just what.
You told me you had a newfound respect for her because of me.
Okay, that don't mean I can't throw shade. Those things. Okay. So what happened was, it was a picture of her. You know, one of those things. And so she says, her caption says, I need a tan. And I was like, you right.
Okay. But she got that contour and highlight makeup going on.
And all these people were like, all these other comments were like, no, girl, you great. No, you gorgeous. You this. All these little emojis and stuff. I was like, nah, you right. You need one. Real talk. I was like, real talk. Call it what it is.
A tan?
She need a tan. Yeah, she looked pale on that picture.
But it's a lot of white people running around and getting tan, and then we kind of get mad.
I was looking at her picture. I wasn't looking at the other people. I was looking at her picture.
Be who you are.
Okay.
If you don't want to get a tan, you ain't got to get a tan. You know how I feel about Kim.
She said she needed a tan, and I disagreed with her. You absolutely right. Get in the bed or get in the sun. Do something. You got 3 brown kids. They need their mama to look someone like them.
They know their mama was Armenian. Alright, y'all. You know, Kanye West has gone through his, mental breakdown. I do not make fun of it at all because, he never recovered from his mother's death, and it's just every year.
It's time to let that go, Kanye.
No, your mother's death, his biggest.
He's got to reframe that. He's got to be okay with that, though.
Losing a relative, I still haven't gotten over. So, your mom, on top of that, no, I don't believe there's any time frame you should get over it. That was his biggest fan. She was there all the time. She was there when nobody else was. So, he does, and he does have. I think some psychological problems with depression and different things, and that can manifest. It is what it is. I don't make fun of people, when they go through depression, because it's real. People kill themselves over it. It's a lot. But Kanye has a new thing where he goes up to Wyoming, and he goes to a retreat on the top of a mountain, and he brings his friends with him, and he works on new music.
In Wyoming on top of a mountain.
Yeah, it's a retreat.
Why you got to do that?
It's a retreat. If that's his happy place, his calmness, when people are struggling with mental disorders, they need that calmness, So he does this retreat to get out of LA, to get out of all this other, he goes to Miami. So this year, guess who he took? Guess who's making new music with him?
Jay?
Travis Scott.
It's lit.
Travis Scott. You know the Kardashians, them girls brought them together,
Chris was like, Travis, meet Kanye. Kanye, meet Travis. I need y'all to go to Wyoming.
Y'all need to work on some music together. But those Kardashian girls, they can make anything happen. But yeah, now the two are collabing on some music.
No, I'm sorry. She said, Travis, meet Kanye and his ghostwriter, say hi to Prince. And the three of y'all.
We got the hairs in the building today.
Am I right about it? My man knows what to talk about. The 3 of y'all need to go.
So anyway, he went on this retreat like he often does, just to work on some things, work on his album, and some people that he also took along other than Stormy's dad, Travis Scott. He also brought The Dream. The Dream, I love you, I support you. He might be watching the show because he's close with my dad. But Dream, I love you, support you. I know you can do some things up there with Kanye. And then he also brought rapper King Louis. Who's that?
Okay, yeah.
Who is he? Don't know. Okay. So he brought them.
Okay.
And, I've seen pictures of all of them at the retreat. And he just actually, taking some well-needed time. You don't ever feel like you need to just go to a cabin?
I do.
And just need to get away.
You know what I don't do? You know what I don't do? I don't take photos and place them on social media.
I haven't seen one of Kanye, but I've seen one of Dream, and I haven't seen one of Kanye yet.
Dream was up there with him?
That's what I'm saying. And Dream and my dad are real cool. Like, I just saw Dream
Dream
last
ain't made
week.
music in a minute. He needs some work.
No, but Dream, he writes music all the time.
Yeah, he does.
So he's constantly writing. He's writing more than a lot of these people that y'all think are writing a lot. He's really doing a lot.
Yeah.
So they all went up there to just support a homie. I hope one day if I need to go away to a retreat, my girls come and we just. Sometimes you gotta get away. I've checked into a hotel before, and I live by myself. But I just wanted to get away.
Yeah, you do. There's something refreshing about getting away.
Yeah, even if it's a hotel.
And
like,
it helps the creative process to see a new environment.
And with Conte's, mental stuff and everything, you just need, hey, if you need to go to Wyoming, I'm there for it. I'll come there and do media.
But all them brothers in Wyoming, I know they doubled the black population in Wyoming right there.
And, cover media coverage for y'all retreat in a heartbeat.
I know they doubled the black population in Wyoming when they all got up and they was like, Wyoming, what y'all doing here?
So I have something that I think is going to be kind of controversial, but I don't know yet.
Okay.
Producer Will Packer. We all know him.
Okay, be careful. Now. She's like, you talk about, I'm going to hit you with the bottle.
But did he say going to hit me with a bottle?
Okay.
Y'all saw me over there.
Allegedly.
Him with one. But producer Will Packer said white directors need not apply for the Black Panther sequel. He said a black director must call all the shots. He said that if Ryan Coogler taps out of the sequel, Disney should only consider black writers. How do you feel about that?
I feel real about that. I mean, he's saying it out loud, but this is a film about Africa and a African.
Even though Wakanda isn't a real place, but yeah,
it is. But it's a fictitious African kingdom.
Exactly.
Okay, that was untouched by society until they invited society in. Remember, think about it, they had the cloaking device and everything. They thought it was a third world country. All right, so they were untouched by European society, except for when they went out, but they didn't bring it back with them.
So could a white actor?
No, you can't. You can't connect to that. You got to be able to connect sometimes to what you're doing. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that a white director couldn't do a good job, but think about all the layers that they had in that movie, from the costumes to the set design to the language to how they interacted with one another, and then how they interacted with the Europeans that were in the film. I mean, and we know a black director can know the subtleties of how we speak when we're around white people and how we speak. It's called code switching, and how we speak when we're around each other. And there's a difference, and we understand that difference. And a black director would know that more than a white director. I'm not saying a white director couldn't do a good job.
No, I get you.
But
I get you.
We know the nuance of black culture better.
So, if you were to find out that it was a white director doing it,
I'll probably go see it.
You would go see it?
Let's keep it on.
You would go see it?
I like the first one so much. It's Wakanda forever. You know what I mean? I would go see it.
Our producer's back here going like this. I feel it.
I would be skeptical, but it wouldn't deter me from seeing the film.
Really?
Because again, like I said, I don't think a white director could. I think a white director could do a good job. I just think there was some nuance in the film that Ryan Coogler brought that I don't think a white director would be able to bring.
So let me say this: like, Black Panther was such a good movie for me. That I've never been a Marvel movie person. Mm-hmm. Like, I just never have been. But I'm gonna admit, I'm a bandwagon person. So if everybody else is doing it,
right.
Oh my God. So but I was so the movie. I mean, I was just in awe. Like, I love that movie.
Take race about it. Take race out of it, because I know race is such a hot topic. Mm-hmm. How would you feel about a male director doing a movie about women?
Yeah. No.
Okay. There you go.
Same thing.
Apply that same thing.
And no, I agree.
It's like somebody that's
heterosexual
directing a movie about homosexuality.
Right, you don't know anything about it.
You're exposed to it, but you don't know the nuances of the culture.
Even if you have gay friends, or even if you have black friends, people always want to use that.
Exactly.
But no matter what you have, it is a movie. It's like an African.
It's just different. And I know the people on the other side are like, oh, that's racist. He should have never said that. That's the real. That's the real.
It's real. It's real.
Y'all want to talk about not being politically correct? Well, you got to swallow that too. You can't just be one way. You can't just be one way.
I feel Will Packer. When is his next movie coming out, though? Have you heard anything? I love Will Packer.
Yeah, I love him. That's my boy.
That's right. You know him.
He's got the film with your girl, Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. I told you about that. That's his next spot that's coming out.
Tiffany's going to be on.
And then he's producing some television shows. He's got a whole bunch of stuff. And he just bought the rights to another story. So he's
You're
doing
gonna
good
be
things.
having a hookup, with Packer.
I'm trying to get him to come in.
Last night, I found out that you are neighbors with Beyonce's road manager.
I know some folks.
Which leads me to, be online at night. Like, I need LSD's address because I'm gonna go by each neighbor's house. Be like, hey, can I get them Beyonce tickets? I know they're like $1,500 a piece.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We just need to work on getting our media credentials. That's about it.
Well, we have our media credentials. I just want to let everybody know so we can proceed. And do whatever we want. So, what's your chat room saying?
They are funny. But the chat room is the one that brought up the idea about, remember I talked about a male director directing a woman, a role about women. It was brought by the chat room.
I need to be looking at Ellis's chat room.
Nice shout out on that one.
Y'all don't really, my people, I don't really see much from y'all.
But yeah, so I think it's important to make sure that the people that experience the story tell the stories. And so often in America, and for so long in America, it's only been one group telling the story about all Americans. They've been telling the story about Native Americans. They've been telling the story about Asian Americans. They've been telling the story about Black Americans. And now all Will is saying is we need the right to tell our own story. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
At all.
Right. Well, you got 25 comments. I just went to your page. I know what they're talking about.
Man, my folks, you can go how FAMUs go for FAMUs. That's how we get down.
I love it.
That's how we go down.
But,
so, I'm not famous though. I just know famous people.
I know famous people too. But we need to become famous.
We're working on that right now. We're working on fame.
Y'all like our
right
topics now. And everything. Then yeah.
Oh, how about the story? Okay. I'm sorry.
You good.
So, did you hear about the story with the radio show in D.C.?
No.
Okay. So, there was a radio show in D.C. Y'all heard about that story? All right. So, quickly, it's a radio show in D.C. There's two guys and a female host. So, they had, the female host said that she was looking for a nanny for her house. And she said she wouldn't hire a pretty woman to be a nanny. And so they brought the nanny, the girl that she interviewed to on air, and then they had this.
That was wrong. She got that day.
And she walked off the show that day, but they brought her back the next day. They fired the producer from the show. So come to find out, they said the producer is saying it was all staged. They created it was from the nanny being on there to the girl was an actress.
So she came back. She didn't quit.
Oh no, she came back. Oh, they brought the girl back and everything.
But then did they fire them?
They fired the producer because of the stir that the hoax stirred up.
Right.
That they fired the producer, and the producer was like, "I got to protect myself. This was all a hoax. We made this up. Blah blah blah." And they're like, "Okay, you shouldn't have done that." So that's really
wow.
So that story took a turn. Because at one point, everybody was like, "Oh, she should have walked off the set." They were wrong for that, and they were blaming the two male co-hosts for setting her up.
Really her?
It was really all of them. They all, like we have production meetings.
Yeah.
They said they came up with this idea in a production meeting to generate buzz about the show.
She was so mad though, and it was. So it wasn't right? She was part of it?
Yes, there was all, and they just wanted to generate buzz around the show, so they created a reality TV kind of scenario on the air, and that's wrong. That was real wrong. You can't do that on radio.
Guys,
you gotta be real with it.
Right.
Come raw.
Guys, thank you for joining us. I am Shanice W. I'm on Instagram. Please follow me. I have ATL Media Pass on Facebook as a group.
And I am Silly Thoughts, that's SILLE Thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we're also the Morning Takeover on Instagram, LinkedIn, and go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our channel.
LinkedIn is loving us. They keep
LinkedIn
just
is going hard.
Watching it and watching. LinkedIn is really.
I'm about to go live on LinkedIn.
Right, and I do need you guys, on a serious note, please go and subscribe to our YouTube page. We need you guys to do that before making a couple more moves. So we're depending on you guys.
We got Bossip and all kind of folks watching us.
We got Bossip looking. We got everybody looking. We need y'all to
turn it up.
If you enjoy us, turn it up. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
Woo. 2 shows back to back, but guess what? We rocked it.
That was fun. But, we can work out the stories. Yeah. But that was crazy. Why would you think that would be a good idea to fake something on the air? Because
that was
you just want to
dumb.
generate.
Wow, she was
that
mad.
was dumb. That was really dumb. I mean, because the short-term gain is you can't keep the lie. If you're gonna be on air, be on air. Just be who you are. That's why I'm like, I threw shade at Kim Kardashian. I throw shade at everybody. So that's what I do. So I'm gonna be who I am. So it's gonna be some folks mad at me. He start interviewing folks. They're like, I saw your show. What you say about me? I'm like, I'm going to say it to your face. I'm not afraid of anybody.
Ellis be kind of raw. If y'all ever notice in our 60-second, like I be like all nice and telling the details, and Ellis be over there like, kill yourself,
For
talking
real.
to people.
For real.
So yeah,
Charlamagne's my hero.
Charlamagne. I like Angela Lee.
Charlamagne's my hero. You got to be
like
real
her.
with folks, man. You got to get them the real talk.
I know. So, guys, we are going to, since we recorded 2 shows in one day, we are going to go ahead and give you our 60-second recap.
Yeah, we got to do that. We got to record both of them. Do we have to record 2 of them? I think we will.
Do you think so?
We'll figure that out.
Okay. Because we got on the same clothes. It's going to look funny. Twice. So, let's just do one
I had the same
recap.
clothes on yesterday when we did 2 shows. But we got 3 of us. It was different. Okay.
Yeah, it was different.
See, we
All
doing
right,
a production meeting. Y'all ain't on our production
Y'all
meeting.
ain't on our production meeting.
But we ain't going to make up no stories. We're going to tell the
Look,
truth.
anybody want to be our publicist?
Publicist. Yeah, we work on
Publicist. Your publicist?
We need an intern. I'm going on Clark Atlanta. Give me an intern.
Right.
Right. To handle this
We
stuff.
have a lot of projects coming around. We need a little bit of help.
But we do appreciate you all sticking with us, being fans, because y'all have helped us grow, and y'all are getting the looks to our show. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
It takes nothing to go on YouTube.
Just go ahead and subscribe.
Should we just
The Morning Takeover.
There's a lot of morning takeovers, and I think
You got to put
to see
Atlanta
it.
on it.
You
So
have to
put the Morning Takeover Atlanta.
Atlanta, and
you'll see
then
us.
you guys can go ahead and just subscribe, and we really want to get over 100 by this week.
Yeah, we've got some goals set for Facebook and Instagram and for our YouTube channel. So you can help us. You're looking for some information coming from us pretty soon directly about it. So we're excited about the next couple of months and what the opportunities we have available, and it's really because of you, and we want to keep going. So.
Woohoo!
So tell us some suggestions if you have some topics or
Yes,
anything like
give
that.
us suggestions, give us topics.
Contests you want to run.
We're
anything.
open.
We're open to all that. Dude, we're the people show. And we ain't going to lie to you about what we got going on. This is real. We give it to you raw. So.
Raw. All right, guys. Thank you. See you. Well, not tomorrow because we did shit too, but we'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be back Thursday at 12:30. So eat you some lunch tomorrow, but we'll be back 12:30-ish.
12:30-ish
on Thursday.
Y'all know black people, our time be a little different. Ellis can't never cut it off.
It's
All right, there we go.